Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our regularly scheduled meeting of the Trade, Travel, and Tourism Committee. I'm Councilwoman Tracy Park, Chair of the committee. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Park.
Present.
Councilmember McCosker.
Here.
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Here.
3 members present and a quorum, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So that's going to bring us to public comment. Members of the public wishing to give public comment can sign up at the kiosk in the back. You'll be given 1 minute for general public comment and up to 2 minutes for multiple items. I think for the first time in history as chair of this committee, I do not have anyone signed up for public comment. Going once, going twice. All right, we are going to close public comment. Thank you. Unless there is any objection from my colleagues, I would like to move items 2 through 4 on consent. Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll for those items?
Councilmember Park.
Yes.
Councilmember McCosker.
Yes.
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Aye.
3 ayes. These items are approved.
Great. That brings us to item 1. Madam Clerk, would you read the item, please?
Item 1 is consideration of a Board of Air Commissioners report relative to BOAC Resolution 28140 and proposed second amendment to reimbursement agreement DA 4914 with Signature Flight Support LLC for reimbursements to Los Angeles World Airports for United States Customs and Border Protection Facility expenses at Van Nuys Airport.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. So I don't think we need a presentation on the item, Lawa, but I am glad that you are at the table because I have a question and I suspect that my colleagues may as well. I understand that this is a reimbursement agreement between LAWA, Signature Flight Support, and the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. So while ICE is a separate agency and not part of this CBP agreement, in the interest of transparency and accountability, I want to be clear and take the opportunity to confirm on the record that the leased federal CBP facility has not been used and won't be used to stage ICE enforcement activities here in LA. Is LAWA able to confirm that for us?
Councilmember Park and committee members, my name is Mark Adams. I'm Government Affairs Director for LAWA. I am able to confirm that we have not, it has not been used for ICE to date, ICE activities to date, this facility. The facility is very, very small. It's only, I would guess, about 700 or 800 square feet, and it's really a small office and a small reception area. It's not really suitable for any sort of staging type activities. And also our agreement with CBP is such that it does not involve any sort of ICE activities. It is limited to the screening of passengers arriving from international destinations on the aircraft at at Van Nuys, I'm sorry.
What happens if somebody has an immigration issue that they're screening that's arriving, then what?
And this would have been the case before this year. If CBP comes in, if somebody were to come in and CBP were to say they find they had a false passport or something like that, they could detain that person, and I would assume some agency would, since there's only one guy in the office, they'd have to bring somebody in to remove him, and that could be ICE or it could be another CBP officer. But that's been the case since this agreement was in place. But it would just be for that, that sort of incident.
So I get this is, kind of 700 or 800 small office and reception area. What is it? What currently are the operations in there?
Well, if a flight comes in from, say, Mexico or Canada or Asia or anywhere, what this does, the reason the office was established was so that a jet could come in, park next to the CBP office, the passengers could offload, go through the customs screening process, and then go back on the plane and taxi over to their facility at Van Nuys. This prevents those same passengers from having, in the past, they would have to come to LAX, clear here, and then fly up to Van Nuys, which was not ideal. And so what this is a good processing arrangement for, you know, the dozen or so or however many passengers are on a flight, an inbound international flight at Van Nuys.
Okay, so I'm glad to know that it has not previously been used to stage ICE activities, and I'm glad that the agreement with CBP doesn't involve ICE activities, just screening arrivals, but is there anything to prevent them from doing it should they choose to?
Well,
I hear you about
we'd have
functionality because of the size limitations, but
it's just not a practical space to do that sort of thing. And I can't see where they would do that, but I can't say that it's impossible.
Councilmember McCosker, I know you've seen some activities.
I mean, we'd have to,
in federal spaces.
we'd have to
districts.
consult with the city attorney and see if there's anything we could do in terms of the agreement with CBP or our lease agreement with Signature that would preclude that, but we'd have to report back on that.
Okay, I'm gonna give my colleagues an opportunity to ask some questions. Mr. McCosker, go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for pointing out that we've had this experience down in another proprietary, the Port of Los Angeles. We have different statutory configuration, but not dissimilar. We're trustees of state tidelands, and as trustee of state tidelands, the port has responsibility for managing properties in and around the port, but not exclusively. And we have a Coast Guard base that is used by the Coast Guard, you know, effectively and efficiently and well, and in support of the Coast Guard activities. But because they're all in the same federal agency, we have ICE agents on the Coast Guard base. We looked into opportunities to restrict land, but it's not subject to a lease agreement. I mean, I'm not really asking a question. I'm just making an observation that not only is the Coast Guard base large and, unfortunately, from my perspective, large enough to accommodate 250 ICE agents on a daily basis, but it also does not sit on a lease. And so there's very little that the port could do there. So I would, you know, urge us to think about what we could do with the lease arrangement, but we are dealing with a federal administration that doesn't care about law. So a lease, you know, the four corners of a lease document probably wouldn't help us much.
Well, if they don't care what judges say, I doubt they're going to care what the lease agreement says. Councilwoman Rodriguez, do you have any questions? Okay. Well, I think we've highlighted some potential concerns here. I know we need to move this. You need to get this lease agreement done. I understand the essential need to have the screening of arrivals provided there. So what I might ask you to do then is to report back to us separately on what additional protections or steps we might be able to take to try to limit that type of ICE-related activity.
Happy to do so.
Okay. All right. Any other questions or comments, colleagues? No? All right. Then I will move that we approve item 1. Madam Clerk, if you would, please call the roll.
Councilmember Park,
Yes.
Councilmember McCosker,
Yes.
Councilmember Rodriguez.
Aye.
3 ayes, this item is approved.
All right. Is there anything else pending before the committee?
The desk is clear.
Okay. I think we're adjourned. May have set a new record.
Oh.